Today we read, There Are Numbers in Brooklyn. This book is written by American writer Betty Smith. He is a teenager who is famous in the United States for more than 60 years and is still the best-selling teenager. He is an inspiring classic in the growth of the New York Public Library. He told us that the shackles of the original family cannot completely limit a person's life. As long as you are willing to change, all the pain and misfortune will disappear. The story takes place in the poor district of Brooklyn, New York, USA. The protagonist is Frances, an 11-year-old girl who wants to reduce the burden on her family. He and his younger brother nearly every day after school. They will pick up some scraps and junk outside and go home. Wait until the weekend. The two went to the garbage station together. Sell the garbage they picked up. How many cents of coins are exchanged for? France knows that the money is hard to come by. They will save most of the money they earn. Leave only a small part. As a reward for your hard work. Francie's mother is Katie. Katie is cheerful and beautiful. Full of vitality. Family life. Relying on Katie as a cleaner to support her. In France's eyes, Mother is very strong. Even if life is difficult, he never complains. To save money, their family's weekly food. Most of them buy some low-priced bread and cheap coffee that are about to expire. Although these breads have become heavy and hard. But that's cheap enough. Still robbed by poor people. Whenever this time, looking at the crowded crowd, France will choose to wait quietly until the end. Unlike the younger brother who likes to play baseball. Francie's favorite thing to do. I just go to the Brooklyn Library to read. Although it's small and broken. But for France, who is born to like reading. But it is comparable to a sacred church. France never picks about what books to read. What to find. She always wanted to own a book of her own. I think it's okay to copy a book if I really can't. Francie had secretly swore for this. When you grow up, you must work hard to make money. Buy all your favorite books. France's father is Johnny. Johnny looks handsome. But it's just a singer who works in a restaurant. His low income is not only unstable, often drunken from work. To outsiders, he is just a drunkard. But France still feels he is the best father in the world. Whenever France's book is finished, I'll hear my father Johnny. The sound of humming a song and going home. Johnny sometimes packs some guests. Untouched food for children. When I heard that Katie was not at home, Johnny will always be a little lost. Fortunately, France can chat with him. My father often tells his past. Although he always wanted to be a real singer. But because of no culture. But he can only sing and be a waiter in the restaurant. He often feels guilty that he does not shoulder the responsibility of supporting his family. So you often use drinking to numb yourself. Every time my father lives in front of me, he always dresses up neatly. From the outside he looks so elegant and handsome. But France understood the bitterness and struggle behind his father. Before Francie and his brother go to bed every day, we'll read a page of the works of the Bible and Shakespeare. This is the rule set by my mother Katie. When I was a child, my mother read it to them. Now they can read each other to each other. Francie fell in love with reading since he was a child. This is thanks to Katie's support and guidance. France's grandmother is Mary. Although Mary is not educated, but she has very strict requirements on herself in terms of character. Even though she doesn't know the big words. But she remembers more than 1,000 folk stories and ancient legends. After giving birth, Katie understood the cruelty of life. Looking at the newborn Francie, she's thinking, my mother has been poor for most of her life. My life with Johnny now. Also poor. Is your own child. Are you destined to fall into this vicious cycle? Katie, who can't find the answer. Only ask your mother. What to do by yourself. Only by making your children live a different life. Mary tells him. The secret is to read and write. Even though you're on paper, you're in the 6th grade. But know the words. Then find a good book. Read a page to your child every day. Persist in reading every day. Until the child recognizes the words himself. Then let the child develop himself. The habit of reading every day. Then she gave Katie. Molly and Katie recommended 2 books. One is Shakespeare. which is written into various aspects of the world, and all people's knowledge of wisdom and life is written in it. Another book is the Protestant Bible. Molly also told Katie to slowly tell the children the story she had told him, and make them believe in God and Santa. Hearing this, Katie asked back, "Mother, I know there are no fairies or ghosts in this world, so why do you teach these stupid lies to the children?" Mary explained, "Because children need to have imagination. Imagination is priceless. Children must have their own secret world. There are things that have never existed in the world. He must first learn to believe. This is very important. He must first learn to believe things that are not in the real world. Then if the world is difficult, when life is not easy, he can still return to the imaginary world. Even at my age, I still need to recall the sacred life of the saints, and the miracles they showed in the world. These are in your head. Only then can I keep up with those hard days I have to face." Katie says, "But sooner or later the child will grow up, will understand various truths. She should have discovered that I was lying then. She will be disappointed." Mary says, "This is called learning to understand reality. Can learn to understand reality by yourself. It's also a good thing. First, believe it wholeheartedly. This is also a good thing. It can make our emotions more fulfilled, more resilient. When she grows up to be an adult, even life and experience made her completely disappointed. But if she had seen what disappointment was, it won't be too difficult then. Don't forget to hand it over to your child. Hardship is sometimes a good thing. Experienced suffering can make people feel richer in their hearts and personalities. Although the cruel life makes Katie difficult to move forward, but my mother's words are like a lighthouse of hope. Reading was indeed the only way out at that time." Katie's emphasis on education has also benefited France a lot. She is becoming more and more fond of reading. "Even though the family is very poor, I can't afford books. But France can read it by borrowing books. She reads one book almost a day. Even planned to finish reading all the books from A to C." France had high expectations for school before going to school. But the first day of school, she has learned a lot. France is like most children from poverty, has been hated by the teacher. It is said that these unwelcome children, it's time to unite. Unanimously external. Resist everything against them everywhere. But the reality is not the case. The teacher hates them. They hate each other too. Talking to each other. They also learn from the teacher's bad voice and anger. France didn't expect. In this country that promotes freedom everywhere, the school's class concept will be so serious. They are often punished by teachers and rolled their eyes, because the children are crowded in school. Therefore, bacteria and insects will inevitably grow on the body, and contagious. Although this is not the children's fault at all. But they have to go through a whole set of things. A process that is extremely shameful for children. The school nurses come once a week. The girls line up, walking to the nurse one by one. Nurse checking their hair with a slender stick. If a lion or lion egg is found on someone's head, he will let the little girl stand aside. After the inspection is over, those unfortunate little unlucky people will be called to the front of the classroom. The nurse is in front of the whole class. Tell me how dirty these kids are. Let other children stay away from them. Then the nurse will take these children, evicted from school, send them to buy ointment. Let my mother apply it on her head when she goes home. Not only that, after the children return to school, I'll be ridiculed by my classmates. To drive away the bacteria, Katie doesn't have a book on France's head. She was holding garlic in her pocket. France went to school with garlic and no mixed smell. Everyone hides from her. But this trick works quite well. It's hard to say that the smell of garlic kills the bacteria. Still, the sick children hide from Francie. She didn't get infected. Anyway, Katie's children never got sick during school. I haven't even had a cold. Never had wet on my head. Certainly, thanks to the smell of. France became a personal person, all hiding from her marginal people. But France has long been used to being alone. She's already used to being alone. Get used to it in the eyes of others. But even if there are so many malicious intentions in the school, cruel and unhappy, Francie still likes going to school. So many children follow fixed rules. Stay in the same place. Do the same thing. This gave her a sense of security, even if the daily life in school is cruel and ugly. But she still has her own goal. Have a clear direction of development. Until later. Francie is out for a walk. Walked into a strange neighborhood by chance. There is no apartment rental here. There are no ragged shops. The house looks like a long history. Didn't go much far. I pass by a small and old school. There is no fence in the schoolyard. The playground is not covered with concrete floors. But the turf. This school looks. It's a little better than your school environment. Therefore France was very moved. This is what she wants to go to. But there are strict legal restrictions. Children must enter school in the area where they live. Francie knows it very well. Mom won't want to go to another school just because she wants to go to another school. I agreed to move. But it's this difficult thing to do. But her father found a way to complete it. Johnny, who knows his daughter's wishes, turn around the new neighborhood, and chose a good house. Note the door number. Then write a letter to the principal. Lie that France is moving to the following address. Living with relatives. So I hope to transfer to school. In this way, France successfully went to a new school. Teachers and students here. Not as cruel as the school. Do not punish students. Because here, the students' parents are very clear. Their constitutional rights. Encountering unfair treatment. Never accept it. That's in this school. Give France the idea of being a writer. The reason is to eat pumpkin pie. She made up a lie. But it was soon exposed by the teacher. Knowing that she is full of imagination. The teacher didn't punish her. Tell her gently. The difference between lies and stories. Many people think the stories you made up are nasty lies. Because it is different from what people see with their own eyes. When talking to others later, you must tell the truth in the whole story. But when writing, you can write this as you imagined. Tell the facts. Write down the story. Then you will never get confused again. That year, 10-year-old France found the breakthrough point of writing. What he wrote doesn't matter what it is. What is important is, the writing itself draws the line between fact and fiction. Later, when France was 11 years old, Father Johnny suddenly realized, my child grows so old, but I haven't even seen the sea. So he immediately felt that he wanted to take the children on a boat to the sea. Take another sea fishing. But he has never caught fish before. Haven't rowed. But this can't stop him from thinking this way. However, when this day comes, Johnny made a big joke. While demonstrating his posture on board the boat, it fell into the sea with the normal sound. The only decent suit on his body was damaged as well. Despite this, Johnny doesn't regret it either. Fishing at sea this time. Let the children see the ocean they have never seen before. And love from father. When France was 13 years old, her composition Winter Time, stand out of the 7th grade selection. Become an excellent essay for selected school magazines. At noon this day, Francie stood at his doorstep, holding a school magazine in hand. Turn it to the page where your article is. I hope someone will come by chance. Then she can show it to others. But Mother Katie is anxious to work. For her excellent article. Just perfunctory. Francie was feeling a little depressed. I can only look forward to sharing this honor with my father. Soon, France was 14 years old, and her mother Katie was pregnant again. Her father Johnny passed away. Because of her frequent alcoholism, he was kicked out of the deceased guild, who relied on for survival, and also lost his last self-esteem. That night, Johnny left home and was found unconscious at the street corner in the early morning. At that time, he had very serious pneumonia and acute alcohol poisoning, and he was unable to treat him when he arrived at the hospital. Katie repeatedly insists that the cause of death can only be written about pneumonia, not alcohol poisoning, because she doesn't want the kids to be ridiculed for having an alcoholic dad. Johnny's death made this already impoverished family even worse. Not only that, Katie's belly is getting bigger day by day. In another 8 weeks, France and Neil are about to graduate. But how to spend these 8 weeks is a difficult problem. Relatives propose to let Francie drop out of school early. It's good to go out to work to subsidize your family. But Katie wants Francie to insist on getting his junior high school diploma. Fortunately, Francie and Neely of the directors, after helping my mother with 2 hours of work as a cleaner every day, go to school again. After school, the two will go to the bar to work part-time to earn money to support their families. How many months later? France's sister Lori was born, and France and Neil are also on graduation time. But the graduation ceremony is difficult, because Katie can't go both sides. She finally decided to attend Niley's ceremony. Let Francie's aunt attend Francie's ceremony. The ceremony was the most difficult time. According to school practice, girls will receive flowers when they graduate. But you can't bring flowers in the auditorium. So the bouquets will be delivered directly to the classroom. A teacher puts flowers on the graduate's desk. But France knew clearly, I don't have any spare money to buy flowers at home. She didn't tell her mother about this routine when she walked into her desk with a thorn. But he found out badly. A pot of dark red roses are placed on my own table. There is a circle of fern leaves outside. The card says, given to Francie. Congratulations on graduation. Look at the above words. France's tears fell from rain. The sadness of this period. It seemed like it exploded in an instant. Turn out to be, Father, a year ago. I'm afraid I'll forget this. So I wrote it in advance. Heck is money for flowers. Leave it to his aunt. Never thought. This bouquet of flowers has become the last gift my father gave him. At the time of parting, the classmates made an appointment with him. Meet in high school. But they don't know. Francie's high school road. Not so smooth. During summer vacation. That day, France and her brother were working to make money. One day, Katie asked if the two wanted to go to high school. Francie naturally wanted to go to school, but his younger brother Nellie didn't want to continue to go to school. So Katie looked at Francis in a begging tone and said, Nellie doesn't want to go back to school. Do you know what this means? Francie bit his lip. She knew that this means that his mother said that Nellie had to go back to school, and she had to drop out of school and work, and wait until the next year to go to high school, because their family's financial situation was only enough for one person to go to school. Although France felt that her mother was partial, but she also knew that her protest was useless. She understands her mother's helplessness as well. Obeyed this arrangement. My mother later explained, the reason why my brother has to go to school. Because she didn't like reading. Once the school is suspended, I will never step into the school gate again. But she believed that France was as persistent as herself. Resilience. Will definitely try your best to return to school. In fact, no need to wait until the next year to return to school. During the period of dropping out of school and working, Francie has worked as a flower crafter, archiver, reading worker. While he went to work, he helped with housework and insisted on studying every day. Later, after seeing an advertisement, he had a sudden inspiration and decided to skip high school and apply for the university directly. So he took the initiative to apply for the summer course of an old university. However, because he had not learned high school knowledge, Francie had a very poor English foundation and it was even more difficult to learn the compulsory French courses, but he did not grit his teeth and insisted on studying. Just have free time every day. He just memorizes words. Writing textbooks. Hard work pays off. Wait until the summer class is over. For courses he chose, all the exams have been passed. He finally passed the entrance exam between Michigan and university. This means he is 16 and a half years old. Now you can go to college directly. And I also completed half of the first year of college courses in advance. That's all. Francie became the first college student in the family. And a new life is about to begin. Reed opened a broad new world for him. He also gave him the wings of his dreams. France overcomes all obstacles. Persevere in realizing the dream of studying and class leap. The story ends here. Poverty and suffering are a twin flower. It can make people feel sluggish, can also inspire people to fly against the wind. France has lived in Brooklyn's slums since childhood. Poverty and hardship are the norm in her life. She saw her parents working hard for their livelihood, even having to sacrifice your dreams and happiness. But she also saw that the people around her struggled in poverty. But he still maintains his love for life and his longing for the future. These experiences make France cherish life more. It also makes her understand the importance of hard work. France did not blame others for poverty. Instead, he drew strength from it. She saw how her mother Katie supported the entire family with hard work and perseverance. How to warm the hearts of every member with love. I also saw that my father Johnny had a bad life, still optimistic and humorous, and bring joy to his family in his unique way. Parents' words and deeds. Let Francie learn how to stay tenacious and optimistic in life. This spiritual inheritance. Instead, it became the most precious wealth on his life path. Someone said, poverty is not shameful, but willing to be poor. It's shameful to be unwilling to change. Although each of us is ordinary, but it belongs to human dignity. Everyone can have it. The belief in living a good life. Everyone can get it. The courage to face difficulties. Everyone can also experience it.